Now, when you go to discard something like a bottle or a can, you probably seek out the nearest recycling bin to do your part for the environment. But would you ever consider recycling an entire building? Well, you should, because there are actually a lot of great incentives to do it. Ted Reif is president of the ReUse People of America, a nonprofit company whose mission is to reduce the solid waste stream and change the way the built environment is renewed by salvaging building materials and distributing them for reuse. And Ted joins us now to tell us more about deconstruction and what it means. Ted, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
So, Ted, this is a concept most people might not have considered before. What is deconstruction?
Deconstruction is the absolute reverse of construction, which is why we call it deconstruction. A building is built board by board, brick by brick, element by element, and we take it down board by board, brick by brick, element by element in order to save as much of the materials as we can for reuse and recycling.
What are the benefits to deconstruction as opposed to a normal teardown?
There's three benefits. The first one is environment. The embodied energy which goes in to make up all the materials that we salvage doesn't have to be expended again to build new materials because they're already there in a reused form. The second one is basically what I would call economic development. The salvaged materials are put back into the community through thrift stores like our own, used building material stores where people can come in and buy doors, windows, cabinets, etc. for cents on the dollar, saving money for additional education, better living conditions, better health care, that sort of thing. And then finally, for an owner of a building that's being deconstructed, there's tax incentives in that all the materials that we salvage represent a donation to our organization since we are a nonprofit, and consequently the owner will benefit by having deconstruction done.
Now, typically, how much of a building can be diverted from a landfill?
Easily 85% between reuse and recycling can be diverted from the typical building. We've hit as high as 99%, and in some cases, consistently, we've hit 90 to 95%, but at a very minimum, 85%.
And here's something else we should address. What is the environmental impact from buildings that are not deconstructed and reused?
Well, the biggest problem is, and it goes back to our mission, we're keeping materials out of the landfill. Landfills are being closed every day from coast to coast because they're just simply overburdened. Anywhere from 35% to as high as 55% of the solid waste stream in any given city in the United States is building materials. So in order to extend the life of those landfills, we are able to divert those building materials for reuse and recycling, consequently not having to build and to site a new landfill. Because guaranteed, if a new landfill needs to be sited, our disposal costs are going to double and even triple because of the environmental impact reports and all the environmental aspects which have to go into building a new landfill.
Well, this has been very eye-opening. Ted, thanks for joining us. We hope to have you on again soon.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
That was Ted Reif, president of the ReUse People. If you want to learn more, visit thereusepeople.org.